Hey, it's your favorite antagonist, and I'm back again to explain to you why I think the modern market is stupid. And I'd like to express my worldview and give you insight onto what I'm looking at and why I question the modern market and stuff like that. And I wanted to do a comparison between two cards and to give you some reason and some logic on why there's a lot of funny business going on. Okay, so I've talked about the Umbreon many times, and I'll talk about it many times before until this card inevitably goes down in value because it deserves to, and I'll go over the reason why. And I'll make a comparison with the Mega Charizard from Evolutions. Okay, so right now, if I go on eBay, I'm a buyer. Okay, I'm looking to buy. Right now, if I go on eBay and I want an Umbreon, they are expensive. But if you look up here, it says there are 260 of them in a 10 grade. Now, eBay isn't perfect with its results, as you can see right here. That's not the card I'm looking for, but for the most part, it's drawn up just the Umbreon EX, the Evolving Skies one, or not the EX, the Umbreon VMAX card. And it claims there's 260. Let's just like round that down to 200, maybe even down to 150, okay? I don't have time to go through all these to prove to you. Yeah, there's some other ones. There's some outliers. So let's just say there's 100, okay? Let's just say that there's like 100 active listings right now. When I looked for this card 6 months ago, there was about 100 active listings. A year ago, there was about 100 active listings. About 2 years ago, there was 100 active listings. There was a point when this card was first released that the listings were actually lower, where there was probably like maybe 7 to 15 listings, which that was around 2023, 2022, when this card was first on the market and it was first going. So this card has done nothing but sit on the eBay page for years now with a readily available population of 100 listings. Do you hear that? There are 100 listings readily available for years on this card. And the reason why there are hundreds of listings readily available is we got to look at the pop report. We always get to just talk about the pop report. It says 31,226 graded copies, 22,409 of them in a 10. Okay? So that's a lot of Umbreons. And what's similar to this is Charizard from Evolutions. Because if you look at this Charizard, and I tried to do the same thing by filtering out, and I did a little bit better with this one, maybe because it is actually an older card, that I got about 44 results for one in a PSA 10. Let's just round that down to, let's say 35, because there are a couple BS listings, like why is this Blastoise there, and why is this Slowpoke there, but for the most part, it is that Charizard. And it is actually down. I own this card personally, and I check upon it for the pricing here and there just to see where it's at. And when I bought the card, it was about $72. That was when I bought it at the absolute low. And this card was, at the time of the release, the high of it was about $150. It was about $150 to buy this Charizard. And memory serves me well because I made a good investment. I bought it. I made a good buy. I got it when it was half price, what it was originally going for. So I remember it. And the reason why it went half price is because let's look at the population report. There are 29,716 of them. There are 12,499 of them in a grade 10. Now, when I was looking at this about a year ago, there was about 10,000. So 2,499 of them have been added into the market in just the last year. And the reason why that's been happening and why it's been adding up in the last year is because people are getting excited, and people, basically didn't know about this card, or they kind of forgot about this card, or they kind of pushed it to the side and didn't think it was anything to quite look at until people rediscovered it and realized how great of a card it was. And I agree, it's a good looking card, but it also is going to be my little test subject for the day. So we have 44, but let's just say it's like 25 to 30 are actually available. Normally, since I look at this card, and I look at this card quite often, there are about 100 active listings. And this card was made in 2016, which was about 8 or 9 years ago. And let's just say 8 years ago. And there have been about 100 active listings of this Charizard card. And the reason why there are 100 active listings year after year for the last 8 or 9 years is because of the population report. Do you see where I'm kind of going with this? Ultimately, the problem here lies in the pricing and the active population. This Charizard card isn't inherently rare. It's not. There are plenty out there. There always was plenty out there. Over the last 8 to 9 years, there have always been about 100 listings, 100 motherfuckers out there wanting to peddle you their Charizard PSA 10 card because they got like 4 more in the back. Okay? And there have always been just 100 active listings waiting for a sucker to bite on that fucking card. Because even though it is sought after, it's not like it's that scarce. It's not like there's like 7 listings or 2 listings to choose from. It's not like it's hard to get. And if you wanted to get this card because, let's say, like you thought that the $740 price tag was a little too high, well, let's look at the booster boxes. Okay? The booster boxes are going for, on the low, $1,750. And there's about 13 active listings. Okay? That's not a lot of listings, I will admit, but it's still a lot for a booster box. All it takes is about it to get to about 20, and then that's when it's like, there's a lot of booster boxes readily available. It's a little bit smaller, but I have to admit. And let's say the same thing with the Umbreon. It's $2,950, okay? Now let's look at the booster boxes for this one, because I did the same thing. I try and do my due diligence to filter out the extra bullshit listings that aren't exactly the booster boxes, like this is ETBs. And this claims that it has 70 active listings of booster boxes. So 200, I'll even go down to like 150. So there's like 150 of these cards already graded. And there's 70, let's say like 50 booster boxes readily available. Are you kind of getting the painting the picture I'm trying to show you? What's the point of buying a booster box for $2,200 if you could just buy the damn card? And you can even get this in a CGC 10 for $2,299. I don't have a problem with CGC. Some people do, and their grading standards. Let's look at,